we match. I just realized that.
Yeah.
We've been with you all morning long, and I realized we matched.
Well,
I've never seen you side by side today, so I'm always just looking
that's
at you.
true. Yeah, that's right.
I don't look like this when I look at you.
Is that a new shirt?
No, I've had this shirt forever.
Really? Do you wear it?
I do it all the time.
Oh,
It's more of a summertime
really?
than wintertime.
Oh, okay.
But it's been,
I
nice.
feel like I know your wardrobe, but that looks new to me.
This one, if I wear a shirt like this, it's probably this one. This
Okay.
one or orange one.
Okay.
So Scott's here, and
Scott.
who else? Right before that, I forgot who else. Who was it? I saw another name there. Oh, Carol. Hi, Carol. Good morning, Carol. Welcome.
Ah.
Welcome to the thing today.
Woo, I almost didn't make it here.
I know that rain was crazy this morning, Debbie.
Torrential. I mean, talk about like your weird mornings.
You're like Dorothy getting blown out the door.
So I get up this morning and I go down to the kitchen to start my coffee, and there's like wind blowing through my house, and it's coming from the basement. And so I run down to the basement and turn the lights on, and the back door is wide open. So it wasn't locked apparently, but the wind was so strong.
It wasn't pushed to latch itself.
Blew it open, and like the whole house was freezing. And then I go to leave the house this morning, and I open at the front door. I'm like trying to shut it. It was like the wind was just blasting in with all this rain. And then it turns out my car keys were.
Aren't you glad the wind is blowing that way
Yeah.
and not from the back of your house? Otherwise, all that rain would have been blowing in your back door.
Right. Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
think about it. You're glad it was
Yes.
blowing towards the front of your house.
Yeah,
because your
that's
house
true.
is blocking the rain.
Very true. Very true.
Otherwise,
See,
it'd be a
silver
big old
lining.
mess.
Silver lining.
Sometimes you just got to find it.
Whoa.
What about your keys?
They were in the front door.
Oh.
Because yesterday we went hiking and we came home. It was torrential rain as we were pulling in, and I guess I left the car keys in the front
Amanda.
door. I'm like, wow, just come in and rob me.
Yeah, I got the back door wide open. Front door has the keys in it. And listen, while you're there, you can just use those to start the car up.
Yeah. And don't think I didn't look through the house to make sure there was nobody who shouldn't be there in my house.
Oh,
I did.
Dave would have been
I
fine with
did.
him.
Oh.
He would have taken him down. You would have been okay.
Matt.
Did you at least warn him? Say, hey, David, I'm leaving. I kind of did a check, but there could be someone here, just so you know.
No, I didn't.
You were confident in your
No.
search?
I feel
Sure
confident.
hope you didn't miss anyone.
I feel confident. I had, I got dogs.
Sure hope that back door didn't just open
Oh. I'll be right back.
without the wind.
Let me just text him while we're doing this.
Ah.
I mean, my computer and stuff are on the kitchen table.
Yeah, I know. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
valuable things, boom, 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 we're still here.
Yeah,
no one broke
no
in.
one's here.
Hey, good morning, Richard. Yes, we do look fantastic, don't we? I got to say.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Richard.
Vivian is here as well.
I feel bedraggled. Thank you.
It's the blue.
Maybe it's my look.
Hey, so I had a date on Friday. I haven't had a date in a long time.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
Does Tracy know?
No, it wasn't with her. I actually told her about it last night, finally.
Hmm.
And she's like, I was wondering where that charge came on the credit card.
So, who was your date with?
Very studly young man named Alex. My
Oh,
son.
your son. A
Yeah.
father-daughter night.
Yes.
I mean, father-son night.
That's not how that works. No, so Abby and Tracy, they were up in Northern Ohio for the indoor track state meet. Which
Right.
Abby came in 5th.
That's great.
Actually, they came in 7th. And this is the 4x400. And the team itself overall came in. Girls were 10th and the boys were 7th, I think, in the state.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, boys won the 4x800 relay, which was awesome. But the girls came in 7th in the 4x800, the 4x400, which was Abby was running. But 2 teams got disqualified, so they moved up to 5th.
How do you get disqualified?
Oh, it could be anything from academically ineligible is always something.
Oh.
It could be they didn't do a handoff correctly in the track, and maybe they caught it back later on and
Okay.
disqualified them. I mean, who knows?
Okay.
But we haven't heard. We keep asking because I want to know. So Alex and I,
Oh, yeah.
alone on a Friday night, I said, "Hey, you want to go? You want to go to dinner?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "We'll go to a nice place." So I actually made reservations. Actually, it's not. I mean, Lone Star and Outback, love those places, but you don't need a reservation.
Right.
I mean, if you don't need a reservation, you only go up to this level, right?
Okay.
You can be great, but when you have to have a reservation, you know you're going to be getting some good food.
Okay.
So we went to Luigi's in Mason.
Ooh, Luigi's.
Luigi's
That sounds good.
it
Yummy.
just opened up. Formerly they were at an Italian place. I don't remember the name. We never went there, but it's been there forever. And the people closed it. I think it was the beginning of the pandemic, or right in the beginning. They'd owned it forever, and they were like, "We're done. We're done. We're through. We're ready to retire." I think they were in their 80s.
Oh,
Something.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that
they've
would
been
probably
around for
do
a
it,
while.
yeah.
Yeah. So Luigi's is actually has a market on 42 south of Mason, and an Italian market. They've been there forever, and they always supplied. I guess, and I got this all from the waiter who was giving me the history.
Oh.
They supply the spaghetti sauce and like the lasagna to this former Italian restaurant, and they were like, "Hey, we want to, we want to keep this local if we can, and like a family business. So they
Right.
talked to Luigi's. Luigi's like, yeah. So they just opened up. It was recently they opened up.
Oh.
So we go there. They only had I had 5:15 on Friday.
Mhm.
I was either 5:15, or 8 o'clock. Oh my gosh! So Alex and I get there at 5:15,
Yeah.
pick him up from track practice. We bust ourselves. We get there, and the place is packed. This isn't like a small little 5 seats. I mean, there were plenty of tables, and they were all filled.
Wow.
The food was so good.
Wow.
Oh, the food was so good.
Now, is Tracy
Yummy.
jealous that you made reservations to go out with your son? But
No.
do you make reservations habitually
No.
for you and Tracy?
No, and she had Chipotle that night too. So she was eating Chipotle at 9 o'clock at night, and I was still digesting my amazing pan-seared Mediterranean sea bass
Oh.
with broccolini on a bed of it was a polenta mashed potato, something like that. I can't remember
Oh,
which
you
it was.
know I love me some sea bass.
Alex had carbonara. That's how you say it, right? Carbonara.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's someone, and a couple other Italian words attached to it. I don't know how to say them. I'm like, he's like, I want this.
That sounds like some good stuff right
Yeah.
there.
So we had a good time. It was really cool to go out with him and just chill and to talk about his life and be
Yeah.
grown-ups for a while.
Yeah.
Everyone else is drinking wine.
My
We're drinking water.
My kids did like a grown-up thing. Well, I guess a more mature kid thing. I guess I
Eddie Joe's here too.
you know, I like Joe. I guess I kind of treat my kids like they're little still. It just occurred
You?
to me. I know. It's,
No.
so it was a beautiful day on Saturday, and we wanted to do something outside.
Yeah.
Parker had just a bee in his bonnet about going to the museum center. We're like, oh, we love the museum center, and I
Mhm.
wanted to go all winter, but we let our membership run out, of course, during the pandemic. And I'm like, oh, I want to go, but not today because it's too
Right.
beautiful.
Right.
Dave didn't want to go. You never take me anywhere. We're like, oh, your sister is not working right now. She can take you. She's like, I'm not doing
Nice.
it because it's my brother. Oh, you're doing it. You're doing it. Or we're charging you rent because now you're over 18.
You're over 18. Yeah. If you're
Yeah,
living here, you got to
so
be paying rent. That's the rule my parents
This-
had.
You got to be part of the family. And if we need to take your brother to the museum, it's either that or clean the dog dirt in the yard.
So did she?
So she went.
Good
and,
for her.
and
Good
the
for
museum
her.
has opened up a lot of
Right
new.
choice.
The museum has been under
Well,
reconstruction.
didn't she work there too?
She did, which is why she didn't want to go.
Ah.
But they were half the stuff was closed when she was a volunteer there
Yeah,
because they were
right.
doing all sort of rehabbing. I'm like, don't you want to see everything done? Because I think they reopened up the big ice cave and stuff. So she was sticking to her guns. She was sending us nasty texts for an hour.
Good for her.
But then they stopped. because
You know,
museums.
when they're sending nasty texts, they don't mind what they're doing. They're just being a little snotty,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
love what they're doing. And she
Right.
loves her brother.
Oh, and she loves her.
She loved every moment of it.
Yeah, brother, but museums she loves. They had a good time. They spent a bunch of money, and Parker's like, "You always make us feel like we have to go with you." I'm like, "Well, you're right. You don't actually anymore. You can just go do stuff without us."
But if we tell you you have to come, you have to come.
Right.
That's the
right.
rule. That's the rule.
That's the rule. So anyway, they had a really good time, and we got a lot of stuff done outside, and it was so pretty.
That was gorgeous. Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous. You want to hear a sad story?
No.
I didn't want to share this on the air, but I figure we're closer here.
Okay.
I did not want to share this on the air just because there's a shooting involved. I told you this.
Oh, yeah.
This is just it. Oh, I couldn't believe it. It's just, yeah, like I said, I didn't want to share on the air just because no one wants to hear. I know. No one wants to hear. Because then listen, okay, so there's shooting when I was during the 5K at Bachfest. I had passed it. It hadn't happened yet. It was like a quarter of a mile from the finish line. Going downhill! Boom, 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 boom. That's probably why I was so fast. I passed it.
Oh.
But it happened like 5 minutes after I ran past the spot. And it was between dogs, actually. And that's why, because one of them was a pit bull. And if you mention pit bulls in the air, you get anger from one side and the other side.
Right.
I mean, it's just ugly, right? And besides, no one wants to hear that when they're getting up having breakfast.
Right.
You all are different. You're our family. No, so I guess there was a spectator on the side, and they had their dog. I'm assuming on a leash, only because you're not at home, so it might not have been. I don't know.
Imagine.
I'm just saying that. I believe it was a chocolate black lab, and watching the race. And according to the different reports I've read, the people were running, and then there's just a mass of people running. I mean, it's not like single people running. There's just massive people.
Right.
Because I was
race,
I was in front of that area, so I know how many people were there. So there was a lot of people. And I guess one person's like, "Oh yeah, there was this. It was a pit bull or a type of pit bull, a mix running along, just having a great time running along with." And she's like, "Oh, that's why the dog looks so happy, smiling, running along with us." She's like, "I didn't think anything of it." And then it went on ahead, and she's like, and then all of a sudden I heard screaming, and I got up to where the screaming was, and this pit bull had latched on to this dog that was with its owners on the side, rooting on one of their family members. And yeah, and then a cop was close by, keeping people on the other side of the street because the other side of the street was active with cars. And cop came over and wrestled the dog, and I guess either couldn't get him off. I don't know the whole story there, but ended up getting the dog, pinning the dog to the ground, and pulling out a service revolver and shooting the dog.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the other dog was taken away, bleeding, by its owners. So it was just a horrible thing. I read that dog ended up going to the vet, the one that attacked, if I read everything right, and ended up passing away there. And then the owner was running after it because it had escaped its house. You know, how it escaped the house, who knows? I mean, there could be a million reasons you escaped a house, and I guess the owner was running after the dog, and now the owner is going to show up, and his dog has now attacked someone, and now a police officer has put it down.
Both dogs are dead now.
Well, I don't know about the one that was attacked. I'm still not sure about that one. Strange twist, of course. This is why I didn't want to share this on the radio. It's just hey, now good morning, right? But strange twist is the owner of the dog that was attacked is the husband of the sister of the daughter of people that in my running club that is a woman in a running club.
Okay, so you have like a connection.
So there's a connection to it.
Yeah.
That's just I was like, really? We kind of know her? I don't have a clue who she is, but
right.
Other people are like, oh, that's Juliet's sister's daughter's husband's dog.
I'm wondering if there's some sort of policy that you don't tase an animal. Because you would think you could shock the dog off of the other dog or something. Or maybe in the moment it's just too quick and you're worried about who else could get hurt. I don't know.
I'm not a cop. They know the rules on that stuff, and
I don't want to second guess them.
No second guess on that.
I just feel bad for both owners because
absolutely.
I've been one of those people I'm a little intimidated by pitties because if they do bite, their jaw. I mean, one dog could bite something and it not be a big deal, but a pit bull could bite it and just the strength of their jaw, they could kill it. And then my sister got a pit bull mix, and the first year she had him, he was a puppy, and he killed like 3 of her chickens by accident. He was like chasing, and pick one up and it's dead. My dog did the same thing, and the chicken would be fine because it has a much smaller mouth. So
Johnny would be like, oh, the feathers are tickling my mouth. I gotta get rid of it. Tickle, tickle.
So Debbie would pick them up though when they die, and he was super bummed because his toy was now.
His name is Debbie?
Debbie.
Debbie. I said the dog's name was Debbie. I've never seen a dog named. Sorry, Debbie, but I've never seen a dog named after you.
Oh, it's like it's a shortened name like Devon, or I don't know what she
I thought you said Debbie.
Yeah, Debbie with a B. But he's the sweetest dog. I mean, except in the chicken thing. He's like so sweet. I really love him now.
Strange. Every time you went to your sister's house, you were having chicken for dinner. Why do we always have chicken for dinner? I don't understand why we have chicken for dinner. Well, I just let the dog out again. Turns out we're having chicken. Why don't you let him to the side of the yard that has the pigs? I want some bacon.
She still has chickens, and he doesn't touch them anymore. He's not a puppy anymore. He's outgrown that. Now he just hangs with them. But he's the sweetest dog. But I still just so intimidated by pit bulls. So I get both sides.
No, yeah.
He's an adorable dog because he's treated nicely and he's not raised to attack anything. And they're just so strong.
Yeah, they are. Richard wanted to know what my time was in the race. I broke my record when I hit 30 minutes to run a race. I broke that record. I was just under 30. Now I've had faster races, but I broke the 30-minute record.
Yeah.
So it was a record, kind of. 30 minutes, 32 seconds, something like that. 29, 32, I think that's what it was.
Did you try the Bach beer afterwards?
Oh, I tried plenty of Bach beer. We got 2 free ones from 50 West just for running.
Oh, yeah.
And we got a free hoist just for running. Drank that too. That's not
nice.
that's a sport drink.
Okay.
And then I bought a Bach beer from, which brewery was it from? Oh, it was from Warped Wing, which has now moved into the Mason Market. And then I also had my friend buy me, because she owed me a beer. It turns out I bought her a beer sometime. Angela, I don't remember that, but if you say you bought me a beer, I bought you a beer before. Thank you for this one.
It seems so unlike you.
Right? I know. The one I got, I don't remember the other one I got, but it was really a good beer. So all the beers were really good. So very enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
Well, it was a gorgeous day. Yeah. I was had by all. I saw lots of pictures of the parade and stuff. And
it was good.
Prepare for snow this weekend. So hope you guys got out.
Don't say that.
Hope you enjoyed last weekend, because this weekend going to be totally different.
Heidi says her Cataluna leopard, Catahoula leopard. Isn't that the same thing Heather has?
Yes,
I think
yes.
So. It's kind of afraid of her chickens.
Chickens can be, especially the roosters.
Watch out for roosters.
Watch
out for roosters.
Goodness, they're better than guard dogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you, Scott. That is not fun. All right, gang, we got to go. Y'all be good. God bless. Take care.
Hey, 8 o'clock. your chance to get registered for this next Florida trip. Do it.
If you're
Do it.
wearing blue, better chance. See ya.